Good morning and g'day, mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. So, this episode, I want to go and do a secret project. A secret project I alluded to a little bit last episode. But speaking about last episode we set up, this monstrosity beside me. Well, half of this monstrosity. We wanted to make green science. Green science requires two items. It requires the quantum processes. It also requires the graviton lens. Now, the graviton lens, I'd already done once up here to start making space warpers. And since then, we've made a good amount of space warpers. In fact, I think this build might be broken because I think something feeding it ran out of iron. But that's besides the point. We'll get back and fix that later. So, we came down here and we built half of this build. And I only want to show you half because it was like the harder half. The harder half. It was the quantum processes, okay? That was the half that we hadn't done before, so I want to go through the steps. Quantum processes are sort of easy, sort of complicated. They require, processes which come from both microcrystalline components and also green circuits. Oh, sorry, no, circuit boards. Circuit boards is what they're called. Correct. The other thing they require for the quantum chip, this one is going to be the plane filter. Now, plane filter is a giant pain in the bum. It requires titanium glass and cashmere crystals. Titanium glass, really good recipe. I love titanium glass. It is glass mixed with some titanium, mixed with some water. Super easy. Love that recipe. Cashmere crystals require titanium glass. That's actually pretty easy now. They require graphene. That's actually super easy now that we can bring in fire ice. They also require hydrogen, like a lot of hydrogen. Like each one of these guys needs 12 hydrogen. So we have this pretty layered belt here that brings 12 hydrogen across 4 machines, and then they've used up 12 hydrogen. That's a whole belt's worth. That is a whole belt's worth right there. And then we feed in 4 more, and then we feed in more. Yep. So we built this half, and this is a fully self-contained unit. The catch is it's designed to bring in plate, and like we have set up high purity silicon on one of the other planets where we're smelting, and we have also set up titanium on a different planet where we're smelting the titanium. But the other things, not so much. I need you to be a local. No, actually, you can be fine. Okay. So yeah, I've set all of these up, and I really want them to be, supplied from not here. I don't want to bring in ore and then have to smelt it. I really want to. Actually, we can set that like that. I really want to bring in refined plates because, well, I do. The other half of the project to make good old gravity matrix is the quantum lens. Quantum lens requires diamonds. Super easy. Take some coal over here that you smelt to get the graphene. Graphite. That you smelt again to get diamond. Yes, and then diamond goes into the assemblers with strange matter. Strange matter, on the other hand, requires particle containers plus some iron plus some deuterium. Deuterium's not a problem. We made lots of that. Iron's not a problem. We'll make some of that in a second. Particle containers are just a giant pain in the ass. They require graphene. Dead easy. Doing that with fire ice. They require copper. Super easy. We've been there. We've done that. They require electromagnetic turbines, which requires, well, electromagnetic turbines require magnetic coil, plus they require electric motors. Electric motors, if you remember, require iron plus iron with a bit of iron with a bit of iron spare. So as you can see, I have iron plus iron plus iron plus iron in magnetic rings to run the engine build, to then mix with some magnetic coils to then make the electromagnetic turbines to run these very few machines to make pink things, which then pass over here, and yeah. So, with all said and done, and this is a closed system, okay? I sort of wish I'd brought you guys along for the second half, the building the bottom half of this, because there's lots of wiggling things around, because I want to keep it a closed system. The idea is this will import materials and export nothing. Well, it'll export the final product. So it's going to export the final product being gravity matrix. Gravity matrix takes 2 seconds and you get, it takes 24 seconds and you get 2 of them. So to build it in the same ratio as we built all the other sciences, I would have had to keep 12 labs running non-stop. 12 12 labs running, so they take 24 seconds to process, but then they give me 24 out. In my case, I didn't go with... Hang on. Zoom out a bit further. I didn't go with 12 labs. 12 labs. I went with 24 labs. Because I basically want to get out a lot of graviton lenses, gravity matrix, because space warpers have two recipes. The first one is 1 graviton lens, 10 seconds, gives you 1 warper. The second recipe is 1 gravity matrix, 10 seconds, 8 warpers. 8 warpers. Got to remember that the gravity matrix requires 2 parts. One of them being that the graviton lens that we already had to make 4 space warpers. The other one's a quantum processor. Quantum processors are circuits and the stupid plane filters. The plane filters are a little bit of pain in the bum, but circuits are dead easy. So, this is obviously a more economic recipe. Consequently, I'm putting out my green science. First thing I'm doing is I'm splitting it in half. We're going to have half it go straight up to the I want to say Roboport, but it's Interstellar Logistics Station. The other half is going to get split over here. It's going to go past all these machines. Well, it's going to try and go past all these machines. And it's going to make us a crap ton of warpers, which are going to go straight into there. And we're going to have heaps of warpers. But you might also notice I haven't powered any of this up yet. Because it's a self-contained system, it doesn't need to be powered up until we go work out how we're going to get some iron plate. So, first thing I need to do is I need to put down a power pole. And that definitely did something about our power. Doesn't seem excessive. Okay, didn't even show up as a blip. Like maybe a tiny blip here. Not missing something, am I? Capacity generation, capacity demand. Yeah, it barely touched the power. Barely touched the power. We are running at like almost 100%, like 80%, 90%. Yeah, so power's not great, but you know, it's there. Alright, so that's the first thing I want to do. Second thing I need to do, which we just need to do on the way home, is set you to bring in those. You're probably going to need some small, well, I'm hoping the other end has some small robots, some small drones. The other thing I need to do is I need to bring out the gravity matrix, press R the correct amount of times so I can plug it in there, because the devs keep changing the keyboard controls because nobody's happy with the new build straight belts. Nobody's happy with the, not with the feature, but with the keyboard commands. Okay, so we're going to bring in green science here, and then once we start producing it, it'll get auto-fed into our labs. The next thing I need to do is I need to prep to make some smelters, because as you noticed already, we've designed that whole build to bring in plate. It's all designed to bring in plate. None of it's designed to bring in actual raw ore. So I need to set up some smelters, like a lot of smelters. So we need to grab some basic components. They are going to involve blue belt, lots of. They're going to involve wind turbines. Yes, I'm going to use wind turbines. We'll see why shortly. Lots of smelters, and how many sorters do I have? It looks like I have enough sorters. I'm also going to need little shippies. Little shippies. I'm going to need, well, some amount of little shippies. Just give me all 8 that's in there. Plus those. Okay. I already have big shippies in my inventory, so that's everything I think we need. So, next thing I need to do is I have a particular planet chosen out. There's this one over here. Now, normally I take names for planets from either patrons or from YouTube, members that are choosing to help out the channel. That's normally how I take the names for the planets and the stars. This particular one, I'm going to let you guys in the comments section. Go nuts. Give me a name for this planet, but before you type your comment, wait till you get to the end of the video. This planet's going to have a special purpose, a very, very special purpose that's going to require us to fly through our planet, it turns out, to get there. There it is. It's over there. So we need to fly over there, and we need to give this planet its special purpose. to hit the North Pole, which... South Pole, South Pole. God, my landings are getting better. Okay, so first thing I've done is I've already come over here and set up a small power. You're not going to work because, one, you don't have a belt right here. Two, you have no power to go get hydrogen to make power. So we're going to add a single wind turbine in there. I'm also going to add in some power poles around the outside, like so. And yeah, you've got enough power. You only need a smidge of power to fly from here to the gas giant. It doesn't need a lot, so that will get that up and running. So the next thing we need to do is we need to find one of these dark green lines, or bright green lines, I guess. The thick line, the thick boy. We need to follow this down. Because there's a particular part of the planet I want to build on, okay? And as you can guess, with us grabbing smelters, we're going to be building some smelters. So I want to come to here. And there are some important rules, okay? I want to build not over the grid shift lines, okay? I don't want to build any buildings over those, okay? And we have one set here, plus we have one set here. At the same time, this dark line goes all the way from North Pole to all the way, well, from the South Pole, actually, all the way to North Pole. On top of that, you'll notice there's another line over here that does the exact same. It goes from all the way up there, all the way down there is a dead straight line. I want to build between this dead straight line and this dead straight line, okay? The other condition is I do not want to build over that line. And I do not want to build over that line. Potentially in the future, I might want to run some belts along here. So I want to make sure that line is 100% free. So with all that said, we're going to start with our production. We're going to put down a smelter, okay? I want to come in to there, okay? I want to make sure that we're not touching, we're not on that green line at all. I want to make sure I'm well within inside that. At the same time, I want to make sure I have a tile at the top if I need to output something from this smelter. I don't need to, but I want to have that tile there anyway. It's very important. Okay, so we're going to put down a smelter. Way, we're done! Problem solved. Not quite. Next thing we're going to need is some belt, okay? And I need to bring ore into here and ore out of here. So we're going to start from up here. We're going to go to down there. Okay, that's the input belt, okay? Which is blue belt. I'm intentionally waiting till I have blue belt because it moves 30 items per second. Same time, I need a return belt. Okay? So we're going to have a return belt right beside it. Now, this return belt is obviously going to return things. At the same time, if we're smelting, say, iron, it takes 1 second to turn one ore into one ingot. I got to remember it's an ingot, not a plate. So, we can craft things at a speed of 1 item per second. If the belt moves 30 items per second, then it means, in theory, I can do 30 bits of ore. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a smelter on the other side. We're going to take a sorter from the input belt on the right hand side into left-hand smelter. Then we're going to take an output sorter from the left-hand smelter into the left-hand belt. Then we're going to take another sorter from the right-hand side belt into the right-hand smelter. Then we're going to take an output sorter from the right-hand smelter into the left-hand belt. Confused yet? Cool. As long as you're paying attention, you will catch up. Next thing I need to do is I need to grab this smelter and we're going to drag it down. I'm going to start on top of this smelter and drag it as far as I can because the game limits you at 15 items. And I'm going to do the same with the other one. Cool. 15 items. So 15 and 15 fed off the same 2 belts is 30 items. That's cool. That's awesome. And you'd assume I just build another lot right beside it. Well, you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. Because obviously we need power. So I'm going to put down a wind turbine. Now, I know some of you are going to yell at me right now like, why use wind turbines? They're ugly, blah, 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 blah. Because if I put a power pole right there, exact same tile, I can't fit a solar panel any closer to it. So I'm intentionally using up all my available space, putting in a wind turbine, which is also going to make me a little bit of power. Not a lot, because in fact, this planet is super bad at wind. It's only going to give us 40%, which is crap. But, as I said, we're going to put in some solar panels to make up for it. And they actually go down a set of 4. So we go 1 wind turbine, 4 solar panels. Guess what we're going to do again? We're going to do another wind turbine, another 4 solar panels. And guess what we're going to do a third time? Yeah, you guessed it. Wind turbine, 4 solar panels. Excellent, we're done. All right, next thing we're going to need is we're going to need another smelter. So I'm going to put another smelter there. I already know that I need a 2-tile gap, so we're going to put another smelter right there. That is so wrong, but I love the enthusiasm for trying, sort of. Okay, next thing we're going to need is we're going to need the input belt on, if I'm looking at it this way, the right-hand side. And then we're going to need an output belt on the left-hand side. Okay, so we're going to dump down our 2 belts. All right, and then we can grab our smelters after the belts are done and drag that all the way down to... Come on, bots. Hey, drag that to there. Grab the other one and drag it down to there. Okay, so that's given us a bunch of smelters. You might also notice that I said we're going to build between this line and this line. We've reached the halfway point. We're halfway there. We're half a smelter block in. Okay, so if this is the halfway point, obviously we're going to need another smelter with a 2-tile gap, another smelter. Then we're going to need that belt. We need the belt to go from up there to down there and back. Now, don't worry if you make the belts too long. You can always trim them back a little bit. Okay, next thing we're going to need is, we've been through this before, 1 wind turbine, 4 solar panels, another wind turbine, another 4 solar panels. We can build this whilst the bots get on with the belts. Another wind turbine, another 4 solar panels. Okay, with that out of the way, we're then going to grab a smelter. Okay, we're going to throw that on there, drag it all the way bottom. Done. Now, you assume once you have this in your hand, you can rotate it twice and pop it here. You can't. Game doesn't allow you. You can remove that and then rotate it twice and put it down there. That works perfectly fine. Okay? 1, 2, 3. But there's a catch. I hope that's right. Looks right. Okay. There's a catch. If I take, hang on, you, yes. So, no, you're now happy? Okay. Sometimes when you take this thing, rotate it twice, put it here, you can't then rotate it twice and put it there. I don't know why, because they're identical. But, hey, see, like, I can't put it on these ones at all. I can't put it on that one. Hang on, I need to grab that one. Yeah, I can't put it here for no logical reason. Anyway, alright, so we have our next smelter block. We're then going to run 15 of those. And we're going to run... We're going to miss everything by a single tile. Try and jet it. Line things up, then run. Whoop, then run 15. Okay, so with that out of the way, you might notice a couple of things. One, I have this room down the bottom that we're not doing anything with. If we've got room down the bottom, that is wasted space. So you know what? We should probably fill it with more power. Now, I did say I do not want to build over that line. So let's just build a line there to make sure we don't build over it. Okay, so I'm going to take solar panel. I'm going to line it up with our smelter block. I'm going to put in 3 solar panels. Not 4, 3. 3 is the magic number. We're then going to grab a wind turbine, throw it down there. I'm then going to grab 2 more solar panels. 2 more solar panels. 2 more solar panels because you might notice here we have this line going all the way. And this is the center point. It's the center point between this side of the build and that side of the build. Okay, so obviously we need to keep mirroring things. So that's going to be 2 solar panels, 1 wind turbine, and then 3 more solar panels. Done. Done. Dusted. We filled up every tile we possibly can at the bottom. You might notice there's still a few things are flashing at us. A few things are flashing at us because we need to put in extra power poles. And wind turbines don't give us 100% coverage. So, I'm going to take a normal power pole. I need to come up from the bottom, 1 big grid piece. I need to come in from the top, 1 big grid piece. Okay? So, with power pole there, everything looks almost hunky-dory. Well, good news is I need to put 1 more power pole right in the middle. Okay, so it's directly between those two, and it does mean I can come over here and go power pole, power pole, power pole, followed by power pole, power pole, and power pole. And that's it. We're done. We're done. We have our very first smelter block set up, except it doesn't have any ore. So we need one last thing we need to do. We need a transportation. We're going to put in a tower. I'm going to put it here on the middle of this large grid section, okay? Right there. You can see it went in right there. The other thing we're going to do is when a bot flies up there, we're going to have it import iron ore. We're going to have it output iron plate, okay? Same time, I'm going to throw in some shippies and some itty bitty drones. And the reason I'm doing the drones is I've already been to this planet And I've already taken a lot of resources and shoved them into towers. So we have... Actually, I haven't done the shoving into towers yet. I need to do the shoving into towers. I need to do more shoving into towers. But once we have this system set up, we're going to be fine. The other thing I want to do is I want to have space warpers. And this is important. I want to bring them in from a local demand. So I want to only ship in space warpers from this planet to this planet. Okay. As for this one, it's going to be remote storage. Remote storage means it shouldn't leave this planet. Okay. Next thing you're gonna want to know is how to hook up your belts from the tower into your smelter blocks. Well, that's pretty easy. What we're going to do is going to take a belt. We're going to come out from the middle on the right hand side, and we're going to come straight across to there. Now, you have a couple of options. You can either press tab to go, you know, perfectly on the grid, or you can get these lovely wiggly wobbly belts that go dead straight. Now, for our very first one, it doesn't really matter because that's straight on the grid line. I built it around the wrong way. It's fine. Cool. After it comes out, now you have a couple of choices. As I said, you can use the normal belts that follow the grid lines, or you can press R enough times that you get this dead straight belt. I like doing the dead straight belts because we're technically going from, you know, we're technically going from one grid set that really does not match the other grid set, and you end up with these funky belts. You just want to go in a dead straight line. So we're going to bring in those resources to there. That's going to bring in plate. Next, port along. We're going to come out here. We're going to go iron ore into there. Cool. I'm going to bring you up into there, into there, into there. Okay, so that's the first one done. So, well, first and second one done. We're going to bring that across to there. We're going to bring your output, which is going to come up, go on the side. I'm going to bring yours to there, bring you up, and tag you in there. Okay, so all said and done, I should be able to set you to bring in local demand plus remote demand. Okay, so that means ships can fly out from here and they can go pick up iron ore from any planet inside this solar system. They can't go anywhere else yet because I haven't given them warpers. At the same time, they technically don't have any power, so they're not actually leaving from here to go get stuff just yet. But power pole wise, you have a couple of choices. You either put it right here dead center, or you can put it off to the right hand side, just offset like a little bit. I like putting my power pole right there because it's easier to see, and because it's easier to see, I can make sure that I've definitely covered each tower with power, and at the same time set the sorter slot for the warpers, because that is the last thing I want to do. So after all said and done, we are making 1 megawatt during nighttime. During daytime, it's a lot more power. Should be enough to almost offset the idle consumption of the smelters. Not quite. But at the same time, we can then take a bigger and better power pole and put it there and there. And that should power up our grid for us. Boom. Grid is powered up. Grid is making plate. Don't forget, it has 3 belts going in and out, 30 items per second. So it's 30, 60, 90, 120. 120 plates per minute, which, as you can see, the storage for plates is climbing fast. Now, obviously, having a few more upgrades for the sorters and that sort of stuff, and using T3 sorters would make a world of a difference, but I don't have them automated at scale yet. With being able to bring in theory, infinite amounts of ore, we could probably get that scale fairly quickly. But with all that said, I'm going to put in a cut now because I need to do like 4 more of these. I think I need to do 2 iron. I want to say 2 iron. 2 iron, 2 copper, a titanium, a silicon. Maybe there's steel in there as well. I'm not sure. But yes, I'm going to put in a cut because I need to go through and build like 4 more of these at the very minimum. So I'll see you guys in a second. So we're back, and I built a smelter or 3. At the moment, I just want the basic requirements we need for green science. So that is glass, that is copper, that is titanium. No, hang on. Glass, silicon, titanium, copper, and of course iron. I could actually do with one more smelter, but I sort of ran out of materials. But it's a start. It's a start. It should be enough to get everything running. Now, in saying this, let's step behind copper, actually. And yes, the power grid is having a bit of an issue at the moment. All these towers are still charging. Once they're fully charged, we'll be fine. Because as you can see, maybe you can't see. Let's go with that one. Yes, as you can sort of see, as the charge rate increases, so as the station has more charge in it, the charge rate actually goes down. So we can see this is hovering around 15 at 7 gigajoules charged. This one's still at 25 because it's only got 4 gigajoules charged. So as they charge up, they start using less power. But yes, so if these towers are designed to bring out, okay, out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 belts running at 30 items per second. That's 120 items per second. If your technology, so your logistics vessels, both their carry capacity and their navigation speed, if that's not high enough to keep up, because it can happen. Like if you start building mass smelters like I am doing, and your tech's not quite there, or your planets are further away, maybe the ships can't keep up. Because at the moment I am getting a lot of local deliveries. As you can see, we have lots of these ships out and about. We also have a lot of the big ships out and about, but yes, I have a lot of local deliveries. You can set up a feeder platform. Okay, set up a feeder platform right behind it, and then what you would do is you would... no, set it to that. Press the R button so we can get this belt out. Sure. And then in. And the idea of the feeder towers is exactly that. They just provide an extra way for resources to get from A to B. Can I? Thank you. That'll do me. I'm not worried. It's temporary. So, this is trying to provide 4 belts out. If I was to add big ships to this one, add warpers, the whole works, same as I've been doing with all the other ones, I could then potentially get 3 belts in from here, plus 4 belts in from here. Now you have to remember the way the interstellar logistics stations work is the demand for ore is now placed on this tower because it's constantly losing ore. Meanwhile, this one has a constant feed of ore in from the tower behind it. So it means its ships are going to be mainly prioritized on actually taking the plate out. Just something to keep in mind. Or, you know, you could put a tower... let's remove you. And we can put a tower here. And I can run 2 belts out into iron and 2 belts out into copper, and that should get us up and running. But, yes, we've added many, many smelters. Now, one thing I didn't do is I also need magnets. So, rather than trying to manually change all the recipes, what we can do is we can copy this one. We can see over here it says special button. In my case, it's the tilde, the button beside number 1 on the keyboard, not on the numpad, on the keyboard. You can press that button to remove the sorters. Once you do that, you can actually freely drag these right over the top, and all the recipes just instantly change. Quickest way to set up these smelters. At the same time, I need to set that, and we should... there we go, we've got some magnets flowing in. We should have constant magnets. Now, this particular smelter is designed, let's go over to iron, it's designed for 30 items in, 30 items out, okay? That's how it's designed, because they have a 1 second crafting time. Magnets have 1.5 second crafting time. So actually they need to be designed, rather than having 30 smelters, they need to have 45 smelters. Same with the titanium over here. It's a 2 second run. So it's actually 60 smelters per belt, not 30. Same goes for silicon and same goes for glass. I do have dedicated builds for those things, which we'll cover in an upcoming episode, I'm sure. Because we've just started smelting on this planet and... well, what's that? Consumption demand, 400 megawatts. Most of that is going to be in smelters. Smelters and towers. Got to remember, all these towers out here have no power. Even those that do have power, like this guy happens to have power. Oh, he also happens to have robots. Bad example. Let's try and find another one. Aha! He has power, but no robots. Because I haven't bothered sending robots out here. I don't want robots out here. Realistically, we just want to ship things in using our main towers as a demand. And yes, you can see, what's that bringing in? Silicon. 2 belts of silicon. Running at 3 items. Oh, I forgot a belt. It's fine. But yes, we're actually pulling out silicon faster than we're putting it in when using just normal yellow belt. Actually, even then... No, they're mining flat out. They're mining flat out. Anyway, with all that said, what we want to do now is we want to go home. We want to make sure our yellow science is... our green science is definitely up and running. Now, I do need to mention a couple of things. Right about now, if you went over to Twitch, link is down in the description below, or, you know, the URL's written on your screen. You could probably find me streaming over on Twitch right now. Streaming Dyson Sphere, because between episodes, I want to do a few things. Yep. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to go check green sites is actually running. Yep, items on both belts. I saw items on both belts. Graviton lenses. That's a graviton lens right there. Okay, so it is running. It's probably just waiting for, yeah, the magnets to get up to speed. Obviously, we need to get magnets through this belt to produce the magnetic coils, to get them through this build, to then get them through this build, to then get them into the pink crystals, to then get the pink, the particle containers, to then get the particle containers over the strange matter. So, yeah, we've only got 3 out of 5 machines, out of 8 machines running so far. So, it's going to take a moment. So, as I said, you can always swing by Twitch. Come say hello on Twitch. Come watch Dyson Sphere live on Twitch. Between this episode and the next episode, there are a couple of projects I want to take care of. The first one being just ore supply in general. So, as we can see here, I've had to add a booster belt to both this line and this line, which comes in here, because we're starting to run out of actual ore in most of our patches. So, we're like, this has got 2,000 left. It's not going to last long, and then it's going to be gone. In fact, this one over here, these are now completely running off towers. At the same time, I happen to be putting things into the towers to get shipped off planet. But yeah, I need to come through and I need to tap every single patch on this planet and dump it into a tower so it can be shipped off to our brand new smelting planet. On top of that, there are things like oil. Where's oil? Oil's over here. Same story. I want to tap that and I want to put it into just the little towers. Just put it straight into there and then we can fly it across to our oil processing as different oil products or oil. What do you call them? Oil pumps. No, oil. What are they called? Oil extractors. As different oil extractors die. I'm looking for red sites. I'm looking for this guy over here. Oh, we haven't started shipping in yet. Okay, yep. So I need to put down a tower right about here, and I need to ship in oil to get these guys running. The other thing I want to do, at least next episode. Next episode, I'm pretty sure we'll do this one. Oh, wow. Are you failing? You are failing. Oh, light oil's full. Oh, sorry, refined oil. Solution provided. I definitely want you to... Okay, you are set to crack everything. Okay. Don't know what the issue is then. Alright, something else to investigate between episodes. Yes, I do want to tap all the oil. At the same time, next episode definitely... Oh, speaking about reserves, you're down to 52,000. Okay, and you need that belt disconnected. And you need a new belt to bring in copper. Yeah, because I have copper patches on this planet that we've tapped, and I still need this gone, but by the same token, I don't want this not running at full speed. So we're just going to put in a booster line. It should be fine. Yeah, I need to set up everything here. So in the next episode, I need to set up everything here into interplanetary stations so we can go and outpost and I can request things in. At the same time, there's a couple of things that we haven't automated yet, like the ray receivers and the EM rail injectors and the particle colliders. I don't know whether I'm going to bother with the energy exchanger. We might not. But yeah, there's half a dozen things that I still need to automate. And on top of that, yeah, I want to have everything here accessible because on the live stream, definitely, I'm going to be doing some serious outposting. One, grabbing all those rare resources we don't have. Two, just having a little bit of a wander around the galaxy. Three, doing a bunch of research. Now we have green science up and running. I want to, well, get Universe Exploration 4 so we can see details of all the systems or all the other star systems out there. At the same time, I want to get all the mech upgrades we can possibly get. This would be nice, but it's not a priority. This is a priority. At the same time, technologies-wise, I'm definitely going to get the quantum printing technology. Maybe we'll do the research for the launch silo, but that's probably as far as we'll get. I think between episodes, yeah, that's probably about as far as we're going to get. Just because I want to have more research done, and I need to have everything here in a network where we can just go to a new planet, set up things, and we can just build to our heart's content, and just have the logistics network feed us the materials we need to put down some of the big builds we have planned. Because, well, I want to. That's the bottom line. Anyway. With all that said, I think this is where we're going to call this episode. We have the start of a smelting planet up and running. There is definitely more smelters that need to go down. There is definitely new builds that need to go down on that smelting planet to handle some of the other resources that take a little bit longer to smelt. At the same time, yes, I need to also go out and visit, at the very minimum, Kappa Pictoris. Go grab the spinner form. And technically there's a lot of crude oil out there, so maybe we'll finally go tap some backup crude oil for when the ones in our main base die. In saying that, it's not really an issue so far, because oil is backed up. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, this is where I'm going to call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, now is definitely a great time to do so. At the same time, don't forget, down in the description, and also, well, there's a link up in the top right hand corner. Come join me on Twitch. It's always great to see new people over on Twitch. And you know, you can say hi and come chat live. And the other really important thing is, if you happen to have an Amazon account, which I know a lot of people do, and you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, because Amazon owns Twitch. Don't know why you have to link the accounts, but if you do that, you can support your favorite creator over at Twitch with a free subscription. And you might also get a Planet All-Star named after you at the same time. Anyway, with all that said, and a plug right there at the end, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. All right, bye.